to 2024. We got more music coming up here just a little bit with a morning show. It's Rollin, Trehearne here. Glad to have you on board here. It's just a little after 8 o'clock on a Friday morning. It's the morning show, and it's my 50th anniversary of being on the radio.
Just cruising along, humming a song, listening to my radio.
50 years being a radio DJ on the air is quite a milestone. Rollin Trehearne from the Rollin in the Morning Show on Big Red 92.3 FM reflects on his time in the DJ booth spinning the wax and, well, waxing philosophically.
Well, my very first job was at KPLY in Crescent City. June 7th, Friday night, 1974, I had weaseled my way in there. A friend of mine was doing a Saturday night show, and I hung out with him for a while and finally talked the guy that owned the radio station, Mason Deaver, into allowing me to work on a Friday night. So 15 years of age. Couldn't afford to pay me, but I could keep 50% of anything I sold. So I also became a radio salesman at the same time. First contract I sold was $35 for McKevy's Drive-In in Crescent City. And, you know, I'd be on the air for 5 hours playing rock and roll. My friends would listen, and we'd just have a good time. And that's where it started.
It's the morning show.
I asked Rollin if he'd ever taken a radio job outside of Humboldt County, and we as local radio listeners are lucky to hear his answer.
I was offered some jobs a couple times. One time to be a program director outside of Chicago for a three-station group, but I always like the idea of being a bigger fish in a small pond than a small fish in a big pond.
More music coming up here just a little bit.
Where do I want to go from here? You know, people ask me how long I'm going to do this, and I've used the same response for some of the other things that I do in life, that sometimes as we age out, you age out, and you know, physically you can't do, and so forth you can't do. I think as long as my heart's still in it, I want to come in and do my show on the radio. Of course, as long as the boss still allows me to do that. I think radio is still very viable, especially in the local market, because there's things that you can only get from a local radio station that you can't get listening to Sirius XM, Pandora, or some of these other things, whether it be the condition of the traffic in the morning, what the temperature is going to be, or what the hell happened, you know, with the shot that I heard. So radio is still very viable on that. I'll keep doing it until it just isn't fun anymore, and it's still fun.